All right, guys, it's September 22nd. I went and picked up another trail camera, memory card, and I'm gonna get my stuff packed up and head out to my spot and go up in the mountain and put this camera out and another one I got. And I had mentioned last weekend there was a bed I had found that was really worn out in the lower 1/3. I want to put a camera near that and see what else we can find, but I don't care for these cheap cameras, but because the picture quality isn't that great. But for $30 and the chances the bears are going to tear them up, it's just, I don't need to see exactly small details in the picture. I just like knowing where the deer's at and what he's doing at what time he's doing it. So anyway, I'll get everything packed up and get ready, and we'll head there. See you in a little bit. Alright, guys, I had mentioned in the video I made last weekend about this bed I had found down in the lower 1/3 of this mountain that I'm going to be hunting a little bit, and I had found a bed in a laurel thicket that was just completely wore down to, bare dirt. I don't think I've ever seen one quite like that, and it had a huge track in it. So I'm gonna put a camera up near that, and there's another spot I found. It's a little flat. I'm thinking about putting a camera on. It had some pretty good size acorns dropping. But this, I normally hunt north facing mountains. This spot is actually more of a north to northwest to a west facing ridge, and I like to do that. Now it does, the west and northwest, it's not going to be getting sunlight till a little bit later in the evening, so it does stay cooler most of the day. Now I have just found that the bigger deer like to be on north faces. That does not mean they have not been on south faces and they have not been killed there. I'm just saying that's what I prefer. It might have thermal advantage for a deer, I don't know. 100%. I don't know what the reasoning is, but I do know that the areas that I hunt, the north facing slopes have a lot more topography on them. It's a lot more ups and downs. It's more tighter together. Secondary ridges are tighter together, and it's thicker. It has a lot more laurel on it and pine trees. The south faces are more open and just hardwoods. Now that's where I do find most of the does and little bucks at. But when I get does and little bucks consistently on cameras, I just mark them off. Now I do remember them for the rut and keep note of it, but this time of year I don't pay any attention to it. This specific spot that we're going today, I've run a lot of cameras in there, and I have never got a picture of a doe. There's at least 2 shooter bucks that I know of, and I have never got a picture of a little doe or spikes or anything like that. So when I'm hunting these areas, I don't see many deer. I don't hunt heavy deer sign. There is not a single fresh rub, scrape, nothing. There's a couple old rubs, but if you were looking for deer sign, buck sign, you were just not even paying attention to it. But it just looks right, and it's just got what the big bucks want, and that's where they're at. They're up here away from the rest of the deer. So we'll get going. I tell you, I'm tired of this hot weather, that's for sure. I'm ready for it to cool down. But also, I would not be normally going in beds and putting up cameras and stuff this close to beds in these deer's core area. That's something I never did in the past, and I decided that if you're doing something over and over and it's just not working like you want it to, you need to change it. So I go right up in there now. I'm not going in there weekly bumping these deer out, but every now and then I will, and I haven't really seen any negative effects to it. That's not saying the bucks might not change their habits a little bit to account for my scent and stuff, but it's not as big of a deal. And I started thinking back when I started hunting, I was harassing the heck out of the big deer down on my farm. I had more opportunities of killing big deer when I first started hunting than I have in the last few years, but I was, right up in their business, harassing the heck out of them. So if it worked then, it should work now. So we'll see what happens. But I had a lot of deer I could have killed back then. I have 2 big ones that I can remember. I know I missed with a bow when I first started bow hunting, and there's been quite a few others that I just didn't capitalize on the opportunity. But anyway, we're gonna get going. All right, I'm gonna head up to the laurel thicket now. I'm at the bottom of it. It's maybe 60, 80 yards up, but I'm just gonna slip up there and put the camera up and get out. I'm going the shortest route there and the shortest route back out, so I'm not gonna be doing a lot of talking and stuff when I'm up there. Just get it done and get out. But I always mark when I find heavy beds that are really worn down, or anything, feeding sign, scrapes, rubs, anything I find I mark on the map so I can remember exactly where they're at. But alright, I'm gonna head up there and probably just put the camera on my head while I'm putting the camera up, the trail camera up, and get out. Alright, here it is. I don't know if you can see it very well, but there's some heavy trails coming through here, and it's a nice little ditched out spot on the side of this laurel ridge. And I'm gonna put a camera here and get out. Of course, I forgot my head strap, so I'm sure this footage won't be good, but it's the best we can do right now. Nice little trail going down through here, but I'm gonna sit off to the side of that real quick and get a drink. I tell you, you have to be stupid to want to hunt these mountains. I get up here and do this. Sometimes I think, what in the hell am I doing? But anyway, that's the cost of chasing the top 5% of quality bucks in Virginia. You gotta go where other people aren't. You gotta get away from all the deer. But I tell you, it's disheartening this year. I have not been to an elevation line yet that does not have acorns on it. I think that's fantastic for the wildlife throughout the winter. I mean, most wildlife eats acorns throughout the winter, and that's really a good thing. But I tell you what, it makes it hard when you're trying to pin down a specific animal, especially on a feed tree when there's 100 million of them. But I guess I'm gonna kind of go up here to this oak flat I found the other day and put out this other camera. It's really just hard to pick a spot when there's just so much food out there this year. But anyway, we got that other camera hung, and I forgot my head strap, so I hope the footage is halfway decent. That's just the way it goes. Everything you do, it makes it twice as hard filming. You don't really realize it, what these guys go through to film this stuff, and then you have to go home and edit it, and it takes forever to load. I video in 4K, and it takes forever to load to Facebook and load on YouTube. The last one I did took over 8 hours to load onto YouTube, but Facebook and YouTube cuts the quality of the footage down, so I might start videoing in 1080p, I don't know, but when I watch it on my phone, the quality is a lot better than it is on YouTube. I haven't decided yet, but anyway. Alright, we're going to keep on going. I found a few little whipper-ups down here in this hollow from last year. This one right here, I'll show you. He tore the heck out of it, snapped it in half. But they're down low. I like to find rubs that are up higher. It means it's a bigger stature deer, has a higher rack. I can see one from here looking at it. I don't know if it's this year, last year yet, but I'll show you this one and we'll go up here and check that one out. Alright, let's go up here. It looks halfway fresh, but sounds like something might have run up there. It's just awfully low to the ground. That doesn't mean it couldn't be a big one, but look at this. Yeah, it's last year, but I don't know. I like finding big trees personally. Big, and I like those rubs to be up higher on the tree. But anyway, I'll keep you informed as I keep going. Here's one, an old one. That's decently high. You can usually check around the trees around it and see if they have any tine marks in them. It means a big deer rubbed it, but I don't see anything. That one's probably maybe 2 years old. I see another little one up here. I might put a camera in this hollow just to see. I like historic rubs, but they just don't have the size I like. But yeah, just little whip rubs. An old one there. This one was snapped off right here. I might just put a camera down here just for the heck of it. Somewhere through here. I don't know, I keep on walking and keep this spot in mind. Big old squirrels over there. Look at the size of these acorns. This hollow, I'll show you, but it is extremely steep, and that wind, those thermals are just sucking straight down. It feels like being in a wind tunnel. And those rows were going, that deer was heading up. So everything up above it, he can smell up there. So that is just, it's hard to hunt these mountains. Because everything below you is catching your scent. But I'm thinking about going up this. Cameras really don't show how steep things are, but I might go up that and look for a trail going on the side hill and see what we got. But it's beautiful up here, some beautiful rocks and a little bit of water in this creek in certain spots. So we're gonna keep on going. Hard to see in the camera, but there's a deer bed here. A little tree he horned and knocked over. Here's this piece of laurel he tore up, broke it off. He shredded that thing. But I don't know, I might put a camera here somewhere. It's old, but for one, I'm tired of walking, and two, I just don't even know where to put the camera at. Some days it's like that. If you have days like that, comment down below, let me know. Where it's just so vast and you just have no idea. And then some days you go out there and just figure it out, but it's always like that though. I always doubt myself and then it ends up working out. I don't know if I'm the only one like that or not, but that's the deal. I might just walk around this little area a little bit more and see what's going on. I might come back down here. I really don't even know today, but we'll see. We're gonna have to check all these cameras. I would have to go back on a map and count the cameras that's in this particular spot, but I got 2 different spots, so we got to go pull cameras maybe October 3rd, October 4th, something like that. It's going to be either a 2-part video or one long video, because it's going to probably take me 2 days at least to climb these mountains and get these cameras out to see what's on them. But that should be a pretty fun video. Most of them's been out for maybe at least a month now, close to a month. I really like leaving them out longer than that, but season's closing in fast, so got to do something. Hey, I was getting ready to walk out of this spot we just videoed where this bed's at, and that deer tore up that laurel. That's fresh, because look at here. Here's the end of the laurel. and it's still got leaves on it. Both of the pieces, I mean, some of the pieces he tore off is right here. I mean, I think that's a, it's just hard to distinguish between a bear tearing it up and a deer, but I really, just because there's deer hair in that bed right there makes me believe it's a deer. So he might have been rubbing his velvet off right there or something here recently. I'm gonna put the camera up here, screw it. Alright, we got it. It's not very high up, but man, there's just no good trees, and some of these hills are just so steep and it's hard to find trees to get the angles you want. I've thought about getting the screw-in adapters to have the angle adjustment in them. You put the cameras on, it might be worth the investment. But alright, that's done. Camera's on. We're gonna head back home. Alright, I am pretty much back at the bottom to my car, so that's going to do it for this video. If you like watching these, please subscribe and like them. I would prefer just to upload these to YouTube, and not Facebook also. So if you're watching on Facebook, try to subscribe to the YouTube if you want to keep watching them. It's just a pain trying to upload it to both of those. But the YouTube name is Gaining Elevation. So if you search it and can't find it, there's a couple videos on my Facebook that has, it's like a review of my Buzzard Roost saddle and my saddle setup that are a link to my YouTube channel. So you can click those and it should take you there. But we'll be getting into something else this week, so I'll take you along. Appreciate it.